I love AEW. Let's just go match by match. Well, it began with some pre-show stuff. The trailers, the UFC embedded style build up to the matches was much appreciated. Pretend wrestling is real. I'm always going to be for that. I love that. And then we get to Britt Baker, who was talking about pinching that nerve, talking trash about B Priestley. I didn't like how she said there's an unwritten rule where you're supposed to check on your opponent. That's mixing in reality in wrestling. Sorry. Well, yeah, I'm not wrong by saying reality, but I mean it's the part of reality that exposes wrestling as a fake sport about how we're supposed to check with each other to see if they're okay. We shouldn't do that. I don't think she should have said what she said there, but she said it. She won the match with the move she said she was going to win it with. And then the post match is going to be Brandy and Awesome Kong. We'll see where that goes. But it led us to the pay per view. Young Bucks began with a typical Young Bucks match versus Santana and Ortiz, proud and powerful. All right, typical Young Buck match is not an insult. That is, it's usually the best match on the show, and we got everything, man. We got the variety. Because when I think about the other tag match that happened, which I'll just skip to now, with the three way, that stuff when Phoenix was doing his rope walking. That's a new word now. There's high flying. Now there's rope walking. He is a rope walker, Phoenix, and that move that he did, ooh, I think it's the number one thing on Squared Circle subreddit right now. That thing was, oh, that's a GIF. That's a GIF. I hope they're not taking down GIFs. They said they weren't, but I really hope they're not taking GIFs from the pay per view off of Twitter and censoring it because that's free advertising. You want fans to know about your product? GIFs on Twitter for sure. Hashtag AEW Full Gear, and all of a sudden you got a fan who you just made a fan who wants to tune in for TNT on Wednesday. I hope the ratings spike back up. They were up from last week, of course, because of the baseball game from 2 weeks ago, but they'll go up higher now. After Chris Jericho's appearance on Inside the NBA, getting the push from TNT, that style, man, AEW is winning right now, man. They are not doing anything wrong. This pay per view was on fire. Pac versus Hangman Page. You know what stuck out to me here? The commentary when they were joking about Suicide Dive. It was only two commentators right now, Excalibur and Jim Ross. And he's saying, Jim Ross goes, "Yo, we just used to call the Tope Suicidas suicide dives." He goes, I just use the English words usually. Very funny joke. They joked about Scorpion Deathlock and Sharpshooter. They were joking about the, what did Bob Holly used to call that wheelbarrow spine buster? The, I don't know, man. You put me on the spot. I can't remember. Like a minute later, JR, it's the Alabama Slam. Ding, 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 you win. Like they were just chit chatting with each other, having fun, being real. No scripted sense. There's no urgency to, oh, we got to act like this cover in the first third minute of the match is going to be the final. No, they could just talk and chat with each other. So it felt genuine, and I appreciated that. I always felt that about this commentary team. Jim Ross gets a bad rap from the internet community. I'm just listening to him like, no, now that he knows everybody's name, it's not like you put him on New Japan and you expect him to know everybody for the 5 hour pay per view. He knows everyone. He's invested in the storyline. We're like 6 weeks in. He's not gonna make these flubs anymore. Where did he flub? If you notice something, write down in the comments because I don't think he made a single mistake in this, a single meaningful mistake. If people are gonna make mistakes and just flub every now and again, but he was a great commentator. Justin Roberts was a great announcer too when he was doing Cody Rhodes and Chris Jericho. By the way, Cody Rhodes, right? I remember in the Inside the NBA, Ernie Johnson called him Cody Rhodes in the promo package while they were fighting the inner circle in the stands, not the stands, but the concession area. It's Rhodes versus Jericho. They've been saying Rhodes. No ramifications yet from the other guys. When that other company wants to act stupid like they act with their lawsuits and their identities and all that stuff, we'll hear about it. When's the first lawsuit gonna be? And who's it gonna be? Who's gonna fire the first shot? Will the AEW lawyers want to attack WWE? No, we know that. We know not that. It'll be the WWE on, I guess, I don't know when Sasha Banks' contract expires or when Forever the Revival come over to the proper wrestling company. Maybe then they'll say, wait, they were negotiating and they were under contract. Maybe they might do some shit like that. That's what I think the first lawsuit will be. So did I just talk about every match? All right, main events. Yeah. So prior to this, We had legends assisted. What did Sean Spears and Joey Janela do that assisted? Man, what's the move called? The Spike Pile Driver. We saw Roberts, Robbie Roberts. What's his name from Rock and Roll Express? Ricky and Robbie, yeah, Robbie did the suicide dive. He's not from my generation, that's why I don't remember. Did that suicide dive. He did the look, they brought him in hard way, yanked the ropes to help him do this Canadian destroyer, and then Matt Jackson needed to give him a little bit of help to finish up on it. But yeah, we got that. So we got elderly people respected, the three judges who were gonna judge Jericho and Rhodes, but they didn't really play a part into any of it. But they were like a red herring. We thought that match would have went an hour, but it didn't go an hour. Instead, MJF throws in the towel. And just when I was thinking, well, he can't challenge for that world title, but they can make that a run for the tag team title. And then after that, they can have their break kick to the nuts. And he turns heel. So we got everything you can ask for in a wrestling match, in a wrestling pay-per-view, except hardcore. Because this shit was bananas. This broken glass. They made an effort to show you the barbed wire that they were using was real. Because we saw it was real. The sweeping of his back. There were so many moments where the fans would make a loud noise like that. The way that they used barbed wire here was innovative and wrong. The mouse traps, I like that they were snapping and making sounds, and Kenny Omega was activating them, trying not to, but he's getting away from one, and yeah, I watched that movie Joker, and that was disturbing and hard to watch. Not as hard to watch as this. This was difficult, but man, how do I explain this without making me sound like a serial killer? I can't, man. The violence in this match, I can appreciate it. There's a local wrestling promotion in Toronto called Death Proof. And these guys at Death Proof do violence, and I'm in awe, and I'm not sure I like it. Well, I know I like it, I just don't want to admit that I like it. I like this match, man. This match was so stupid. And then when he asks Jericho, when he asks the Young Bucks and he asks Hangman, bring out the structure. What is it? It's barbed wire. That's all it is. When it happened, I thought it would be a one-winged angel. They teased the shit out of that. See, they're not just giving us violence without no sense. They're making you want it. Realize what's going to happen. And then it's a snap suplex. Superplex. Into the... As they were getting pulled out, you needed a human being to actually help you out of that thing. I hope... No, it looked like it was real barbed wire. I can't even... Because the skin was being peeled on that. Oh... No, man, that was real barbed wire. I'm trying to tell myself, well, maybe they used real barbed wire earlier to make us think that it was going to be real later on. When it was that time, it was fake. I don't think that was the case, because I remember, in my memory, I remember the thing sticking to them. So these guys went out, and he thought it was over. They come back to the ring, and there's broken glass all over the place. So at least they weren't on glass anymore, but then they were on the exposed wood, which hurts. You can actually hear the difference in the ring as they're walking. It's actually louder than it usually is with the I don't even know what it's called. I think it's called foam, whatever the term is for that material that covers the top of the ring so that people can do rolls. When that was removed, you could hear a whole louder sound from the ring. And yeah, the finish was great. Everyone got to hit their finisher. Nope, Kenny didn't do the one-winged angel. Put the glass in Jon Moxley's mouth and give him the V trigger. He did that, but he didn't do the one-winged angel. That was sick in the head. Oh my god. I'm just recapping the match. Yeah, I don't need to recap this match, man. When he did that Phoenix Splash and he didn't connect, and then you remember he's doing this on the exposed ring. Oh man, what Kenny Omega just checked something off his bucket list. He needed to do this hardcore thing. Jon Moxley was the opponent to do it. If you're gonna do this hardcore stuff, don't do it at the shitty independents. Do this at pay-per-view with a billionaire owner of a football team to pay you to do it. And I can't even, man. I don't even have the words. So this pay-per-view, by the time it was done and JR signing us off, I'm thinking, how will this go down in history? I haven't listened to any podcasts or anybody review this because that's the way I roll. I try not to be influenced by other people. I will right after this. But fucking hell, man. How do you say that this is anything but because this is a major 4 pay-per-view. They said they're only going to do 4. And when they put the effort and blood, sweat, and tears into something like this, that next pay-per-view is can't miss. And you know that the next one will be like that. They put the bar so high that even if they don't meet the bar, if they're just meet 90% of it, you know you're getting your money's worth. These guys are the truth, man. These AEW people, I was a fan from everything that they do, everything they represent being an alternative reason for other wrestlers to get paid more. WWE specifically, them dudes. Randy Orton just got a 5-year deal, didn't he? And would he have gotten what he gotten if he wasn't tweeting about, man, we're gonna go to that AEW Elite Instagram picture? If he wasn't doing that maneuvering, holding his company hostage against AEW the way he was doing, then every wrestler is doing this move. This is the greatest thing for the industry. It's 2019, and yeah, ratings are roughly 1 million views, but that will go up because quality and because TNT and Kevin Harlan keeps shouting out Chris Jericho in your while he's doing free throws. Keep doing that because it's winning, man. This is buy stock in AEW, man. This is the truth. Love this promotion.